There's just like a stereotype that most people have in their heads that gymnastics is a women's sport.
In Michigan, the MSHAA actually does not allow guys to stunt in cheerleading.
Football and baseball and wrestling, basketball, all of them are like pushed on younger boys earlier, I think.
Some of the strongest guys I know are cheerleaders.
Growing up, I'd go to my sister's meets and I'd never see any male gymnasts. It never really occurred to me that other men did this sport.
Masculine aspect of like, I need to do this male sport.
Everyone kind of has that idea in their head, it's a stereotypical, it's more of a feminine thing. But I mean, if you see what people do, it's far from that.
Hi, I'm RJ.
I'm Kyle Napier.
My name is Ian Granzo.
My name is Nick Goyette.
My name's Jason.
I'm Thomas Brandell.
I'm Arthur Devoda.
And I'm a part of
The
Michigan State
Gymnastics team.
This is actually my first year ever cheering. I grew up dancing and I danced for 13 years at a local studio in my hometown. At my studio, we had like 20, 30 guys and like we would do like ballets and all that stuff and like we would throw the girls around. And when I transferred up here, one of my former teammates was like, why don't you go try out for the cheer team? I'm like, why wouldn't I? And then he's like, you're one of the strongest people that I know. And he's like, I think you'd be pretty successful doing that stuff. And I was like, you know what, I'll go try out, why not? So I tried out and the rest is history. I grew up with one functioning kidney, so like I wasn't allowed to play other sports until I came up here and all the doctors up here were like, you're good to go. And I'm like, yes.
I think women's is more focused on the artistic part of it. In a lot of ways, like they really try to focus on, like make sure that every landing position you have is like very flourished, even from all the way down to your fingertips, almost like balletic or graceful. Like for men's, it's more so stoic and very pronounced and very still and focused like that. It wouldn't be bad if they influence more of the fluidity into the men's side of the sport and maybe a little bit more staccato for the women, so that would create more balance, because like artistry is not just about being a ballerina. It can also be about being like very sharp and very focused with all your movements.
What men do in cheerleading is more like holding girls up, so it's more of like the physical, like brute force strength kind of thing. Whereas the girls have a little more balance, like technique, flying. Like they're obviously the little skinny girls versus like supposed to be the bigger guys. Despite what the guys might want, they're always on the ground. The roles are never really switched. Especially with like, I mean, you're talking about a 90-pound girl versus a 200-pound guy, so it really just doesn't work.
So in the club gymnastics team, I try to compete all 6 men's events: your floor exercise, pommel horse, still rings, vault, parallel bars, and high bar, in that order. I'm not really sure why it evolved like it did, but I remember hearing that when women started to get into gymnastics, the men, as traditionally in history, were not very friendly to let them practice on their equipment. So I think that's part of how they have developed different events and styles of doing. For example, women and men both do floor, but women's floor is much more of a choreographed dance versus a floor exercise for the men.
So when it comes to like warming up, we do like the same dynamic warm up, but then like when it comes down to it, guys more focus on like doing like shoulder like mobility stuff, so then we like prevent injury and all that stuff. But when it comes to like exercising, we do the same stuff, and then when we're up in the weight room, we have our own like workouts that we do, and the girls have a separate one, and I have no idea what they do. to be honest. It's a lot of fun. I would definitely say try it, because I mean, there's a lot of people who haven't done cheer or even dance who are on the team and they're excelling and they're like pushing themselves to be something that they never thought that they could be, or doing stuff that they never thought that they could do. So I mean, why not just give it a try? And if like you try it and it's not for you, like then it's just not for you. But like if you do try it and you do excel and you do like it, why not stick with it?
I would honestly just say like, give it a shot. Like, I know like you've been your whole life that kind of like masculine aspect of like, I need to do this male sport, baseball, basketball, football, hockey, lacrosse, run track or field, wrestling. Like those are all great sports and I still miss and like would love to play those sports too, but like cheerleading is something completely different that still is keeping you engaged with not even just being athletic, but like with like, there's a team aspect that's different from being on a guy and girl team, from an all-guy team, and even just trying something new would be my biggest thing.
All right, sweet. That should be it.
Awesome.
I had to move it over.
What?